Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Gina once again. I am doing number 23 to 25 of 61 days of Icad 2023. So I am pre-gessoing my cards. Now I think two of them have gesso from, not gesso, acrylic paint from before where I used it to pick up excess paint from previous cards. So they have a kind of, when you smush paint together and you get that kind of wavy effect. Right, so that's what's happening on some of the cards. And my paintbrush was dirty. I didn't even realize I didn't clean it properly. Hence, that the one to the left, upper left by the water thing, it actually turned out a little with an orange tinge. Here I'm putting down some drywall tape. That is actually excess pieces that I cut from a previous card that I did very recently. And I'm just trying to use it up instead of wasting it. I know they're itty bitty pieces, but I mean I can still use it, so I'm just gluing them down with Tacky Glue. I have access to Elmer's Tacky Glue. It's very readily available where I live in Trinidad, so I have lots of it because it's a reasonable price. There are other places that have it really expensive, so every time I go where it is I get it again? Super Farm, they have it at the cheapest in my country. So yes, now I'm using my beloved script stamp. I'm just scribbling on some acrylic paint on it, and then I am stamping it. On this card, I'm going to add some paint with my fingers, which I like to do from time to time. It's very relaxing and therapeutic, and it just makes me happy. And then I thought, why not do some scraping in between and try not to cover it up? So that's what I did. That's what I'm doing. And then I'm going to leave that to dry as well. And then for this card, I thought I'd do the same thing. This is the card that has the drywall tape. So I'm just going to brush my fingers over some of them, and some, because I'm trying as usual to keep some white space. Right, so back to my card. I'm coming in with my handmade stencil. I just I think it was a rough rip out. I think I ripped out the hearts, and I went with the three largest ones, and I used my Stabilo oil pencil to draw it because I knew that I wanted it to be kind of blurry. So I'm going to come in and activate it with water, and then I was thinking I'm going to add a touch of blue, just like a hint of blue close to the heart. So while I'm feathering out those the Stabilo oil pencil, I'm just adding some blue in between so it will look kind of bluish at the same time. So while I was digging around, I found these leaves that I had drying forever. I had them for a while, I just didn't know when or how to use them. So I thought today would be perfect. I love the size of this card could actually probably be a little bigger when compared to the leaves, but I thought today is going to be the day. And as I was rubbing, I discovered, well, because I couldn't really see it, but remember I told you how I smushed the cards together so it created its own waves, and I rediscovered it when I was brushing the paint on with my finger, and I was like, oh! So now I am highlighting the very small ridges on the leaves because it's so dark I could barely see them, and they look kind of black on screen. But I wanted, of course, to see those line definitions, which I just think is so fantastic. And then this is a piece of cloth that I had on the side, and I'm just cutting it to fit down below, just as a little base for my leaf to rest on. And I'm going to put that. I found it was looking a bit empty. I really should have stripped it down because it's kind of fat, but I left it as is, and to break it up because I thought it was fat, instead of cutting it, I added a strip of thread, bunched up thread, to it to break up all that, what do you call that? Khaki? Cream color? Right. Which actually looks really good on the card because I have some in the background. Look at that. But I love these leaves so much. I don't know what I have with leaves. I just love leaves. And I pick them from time to time, and I just smash them in books, and then I forget which books I put them in. So I was actually thinking the other day that maybe I could get 1 or 2 books that I actually designate for leaf squishing and drying, so that they'll stay there and get nice and dry and flat, and I could use them. And I know that these are my leaf books. Have I done it yet? No, I haven't. It's just a thought. But yes, we'll see how it goes. So I'm sticking it down with my tacky glue, and I love this card so much. And now back to this card, which has lovely scrapes. I found this while I was looking for my heart stencil, and this circle I actually ripped out, so they have some nice jagged edges, and I'm drawing it with the Stabilo oil pencil because I wanted to see the jagged edges. But then I thought, am I really going to see it when I activate it? So I decided to just go ahead and use the acrylic paint and then feather it into the circle, but I still wanted to see a lot of color. I just really wanted that jagged edge. So here I go again. I'm adding my acrylic paint over the Stabilo oil, and then I'm going to activate it and try and spread it with the water. Right, so while I was digging around and I found my circles, I also found this. And I thought, this would be really cool. So my dilemma was, what color should I use? I didn't know what color. I didn't want to use black. And I didn't want to use yellow or any of those colors on my little block there. So I chose white. And then I told myself if I wanted to change the color, I could always do that because I have a nice white base. So I'm just stenciling out my plant. Then I thought, while I was stenciling, that I should have done this before I did my circles. But it's already done, and I can't undo it. So now I'm trying to add some color inside, but I didn't let it dry. So I'm going to try it now, because it looks gray. Because white and black gives you gray, right? So now I'm going to darken my white and make it more opaque, and then I'm going to try and add some color inside. So as an afterthought, looking at my card, I thought, since my card has these scrape lines, maybe I could do it on my leaves. I think that would be kind of cool. So I did some random, and I did some that seemed as if it connected with the lines underneath. And yeah, because I was wondering if I should do regular leaf looking lines or just random lines, and I went with the random. Because why not? And because I really wanted my circles to show and I didn't want the leaf really on top of it, I'm coming back in now with my black on top of the plant and then trying to feather it out. But again, I didn't dry it enough, so it's mixing again. And yeah, you would think I would have learned my lesson from before, but I didn't. So now it's just a back and forth, trying not to make it look gray and trying to feather out that black into the rest of the circle. And I was going to do the one on top, but then I thought, you know what, I'll leave that one behind and leave this one on top. Then I didn't really like how it looked, so I'm outlining my leaves with the black stubble oil pencil, and then of course I'm going to activate it with water. I found the leaves were looking too white, so I thought maybe yellow would be okay, but I didn't want the intense yellow that was there before, so I just lightened it up, and I'm adding it to the leaves. It was just a real small hint, because I really didn't want it to be so stark white. And then I found this look really boring as well, so I thought, let me add some different color, but on one side of the leaf, kind of feathering out to the other side. So I tried something, not too sure if I liked it, but yeah, I just didn't want that just plain yellow. And I didn't like that much either, so I thought, let's get me some white highlights. So I'm using my Plastic Paint marker to give me some white highlights. Then I found that was really boring as well, so I'm bringing in some dots with the same marker, and I felt a little better about it. And I wasn't sure how I felt about that either. And I was looking for something else, and I saw glitter in one of my baskets, and I thought, Gina, you have not used glitter in a while. Let's add some glitter. So I'm bringing in some gold. I'm using regular school glue, and I'm just brushing it on. I mixed it a little bit with water, and I'm just brushing it on in certain areas. Alright, so I feel a lot better about that now. Let's have some nice highlights, some nice shine, which I love. And this is it. These are my cards, giving you some moving close-ups once again. I really like this one. And I love this one too. It's so simple. And I was going to stop there, but then I went searching for words, and I actually went in a book instead of using my paper with words. And I found these words. So the one with the hearts is called, it has delicate. Yes, delicate, because it's your heart. Your heart is a delicate thing, as well as it's super strong. It's mighty. It's, it's so full. It could contain so much of positive and negative things, but it is very delicate. And then for this one with the leaf, I'm just giving it a nice black border. And because, it looks so nice and leafy, it kind of could be under the ocean as well. Just picture the ocean moving its natural currents, and it's just, the plant is just moving side to back and forth. And yeah, I know. My mind is like, whoa. And my word for this card is tenderly. And it fits in with your heart. Treat me, I'm tender, be gentle with me. Be gentle. And then for my beautiful leaf, it's called moments. Because, life is made up of amazing moments. So, and I pray and I hope that all of you are enjoying all of your moments. So thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye everyone.